Why am I filming a video outside when there's just been a storm? I don't know. I wanted to just do a little video on fake claiming because there are so many people with tics and other conditions and other symptoms who on platforms such as TikTok or YouTube just get so many comments with people saying, "You're faking." This is kind of harmful because it makes a person doubt themselves sometimes. A lot of people with tics experience what's called self-doubt, where even though we know that we have tics and we know that we can't help them, there's kind of like an element of OCD doubt where we're like, but what if I am doing it for attention? What if it is something that I'm doing on purpose but have tricked myself into thinking that I'm not? So a lot of us have those thoughts, and when people comment saying, you know, you're faking, then it just makes those thoughts worse for us. It increases the doubt that we feel, and that's very difficult to get out of. As well as it making us feel like we doubt ourselves more, it also kind of feels pretty invalidating, because if we've been through so much dealing with tics and other symptoms, then just someone comes along and goes, no, you're faking it, it can make us feel disbelieved. Feeling disbelieved when we've been through so much makes us feel misunderstood and may get us feeling quite frustrated. It may trigger memories of other times when we've been invalidated. And when we go through so much, we need nothing more than to be validated and to have people who understand us. As well as this, when people fake claim and say, oh, you're faking, those people are then not giving themselves the opportunity to learn more. Therefore, they are going to continue having what they believe is knowledge on the condition, which is actually false. Fake claiming may also lead to less people raising awareness and being advocates, because some people will get like so upset by it, and that's not a personal flaw. You know, if someone keeps not believing you and saying, oh, you're faking when you're not, it's going to have an impact on a person. So people may kind of shy away from raising awareness and stop posting on their platforms because of that sort of thing, and that leads to less advocates, less people raising awareness, and that's harmful because we need awareness to stop things like this from happening. We need awareness so that when we're out ticking in public, people identify what's going on and don't just assume that we're being disruptive on purpose or something like that. So one of the reasons that people might think we're faking is if we have really long and complex tics, like phrases, but tics can be simple or complex, and there are some people who do have mainly complex tics, mainly tics where they will yell phrases or sentences that make sense. Just because someone has complex tics doesn't mean they're faking. I have had very complex tics and I'm not faking. I wish I was, because like if I was, then I could stop, but I can't. Some people also think that you're faking if you laugh at your own tics, but there are plenty of people who do laugh at their own tics. I mean, it's better to laugh than to cry. Like, we can see humour in our own symptoms. When we laugh, it can sort of help us cope, because at least then we're not getting upset about it. We're not like getting really annoyed at ourselves or crying when we tic. And the truth is, some tics can be genuinely funny. We are conscious of what we tic, we're aware of what we tic, so we're allowed to laugh at it if it's something that's genuinely funny. Like, I don't expect other people not to laugh personally, as long as they're laughing with me and not at me. Another reason some people would think someone's faking is if they sort of hesitate before they tic and sort of hold it back. But that doesn't mean someone's faking, because some people are aware of what they're going to tic before they tic it. I am quite a lot of the time, not always, but sometimes I do know what I'm going to do, because it will sort of come like an intrusive thought before it actually happens. And because some of us have the ability to temporarily suppress tics, which is unhealthy for most people, so I don't recommend it for most people, but some of us do have the ability to like suppress, and because we may become quite shocked at what we realise we're about to do, then we may hold back for a second and be kind of afraid to do it, but we know that we're going to have to. And that's how sometimes I will actually warn people and say, my tics are about to do this before it happens. I do that quite a lot because I know what my tics are going to do. I know what the urge is signalling. I will sometimes tell someone my tics are about to sing, my tics are about to hang out the call, because I know what's going on. So just because we hesitate or look like we're aware of what's about to happen doesn't mean we're faking. A person saying that they have two conditions at the same time that can both cause tics, again, doesn't mean a person's faking. A person can actually have both PANDAS and Tourette's. A person can have both functional tics and Tourette's. You can actually have multiple tic conditions, and that, like, saying that doesn't mean that someone's faking. One massive thing I see is people saying, you didn't tic in this video or this video, so you must be faking. But that theory doesn't make sense, because if someone was faking, you would think that they would try to make it look like they have it in every video. They don't want people to see that they are faking. But people's tics often wax and wane. Like some days we may hardly tick at all, like you can see right now I'm not really ticking much, but on other days I'll have a really bad tick episode where I'm ticking like every second. One of the things that made me laugh is on one of my TikTok videos, it was only 15 seconds, someone just commented, "Funny how you didn't say beans once in this video, because I have a tick where I sometimes say beans." Just because I don't tick for 15 seconds doesn't mean I'm faking. I can go hours or even days without ticking. I've actually gone weeks or months before without ticking. Another thing, just because we have the same sort of tics as other TikTokers or YouTubers with tics doesn't mean that we're faking. It's very common for people to pick up tics from each other. They can be suggestible. So my beans tic came from a lovely TikToker, Evie Meg, and woohoo, I've actually, this sounds really weird, but I've seen YouTubers with the same sort of tics as me. For example, in my Tourette's in Public video, someone like arresting me because I'm not gay, and then I saw another YouTuber who made a video after me who had the same sort of tic, and they did it in a British accent, and they weren't even British. I don't know if they got it from me, but like it was quite funny. Like people were commenting on my video, "You have the same tic as this girl." But yeah, it was interesting. I don't know if they saw my video or not, but yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, just because we have the same tics as another YouTuber or TikToker doesn't mean we're faking. We do pick up tics off of each other, and there are just tics that can look similar anyway. Something that saddens me is I have seen like so many YouTube videos where it's a compilation of TikTok videos of people faking, usually people faking Tourette's. But the problem with that is you can't actually tell from the outside if someone's faking or not. Like, often you just don't know. I've had other people with Tourette's say I'm faking. I've had family members of people with Tourette's say I'm faking, and I can promise I'm not. So even if you're in the community, you can't always tell if someone's faking or not. So I guarantee that these TikTok compilations have countless videos of people who aren't faking, but they're labeling them publicly as fakers, and the sad thing is these videos get so many views. So those people may have people see that video, then come to their platform and fake claim them and make them feel even worse about themselves. Some people may think we're faking if our tics aren't like another person's tics. Like, literally, you get fake claimed if your tics are so similar to another person's, but also if they're too different. People think that tics have one look and they don't. Just because your tics don't look like another person's tics doesn't mean you're faking or that that person's faking. For example, one person may have a lot of coughing and blinking tics and sniffing tics. Another person may have tics where they jerk their head a lot and where they stick their tongue out and where they say random words. Just because they're different doesn't mean a person's faking. Tics can present in so many different ways. Pretty much anything the body can do can be a tic.